Finally, we've got ourselves another cooking video. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know, I currently work at an internship. This is the first time I've worked full-time, at least when it comes to the hours. So this is the first time that I've kind of struggled with not be able to cook whenever I want, what I want. I love to cook. I like to cook elaborate things. I like to cook whatever I feel like. I like to bake a lot, and these are all things that take up a lot of time. Now that I don't have as much time, I needed to find another way to prep food that I like to eat and that is healthy. I'm going to prep Monday through Friday, lunch and dinner, 10 meals. I'm going to make 4 different types of dishes. So I'm going to make larger portions so I don't need to cook 10 different types of meals. In my opinion, you should eat food as fresh as possible. So personally, I don't like prepping food for too long. So I'm going to keep the food that I've prepped until Wednesday in the fridge. The meals for Thursday and Friday I'm actually going to put into the freezer just so that they stay fresh longer. Let's get on to the kitchen and let the work begin. So for Monday and Tuesday for lunch, I've planned a vegan coronation sandwich. I've made this before, it's absolutely delicious.
I'm prepping all the ingredients by soaking the soy bits that have really similar texture to meat, the cashew nuts, and I'm cutting up some onion, adding oil to the pan and frying up the onion. Then I'm adding the soy bits. I don't know what they're called, so I'm going to call them soy bits, frying them up a little so that they are nice and fried up, adding some red wine for flavor, and just let that reduce. And look at the beautiful slow-mo that I filmed. Then to a blender, I'm adding the soaked cashew nuts, some tomato paste, curry powder, some honey or agave syrup, whatever you'd like to sweeten, and then I'm mixing that up until it becomes a smooth, spreadable paste. I'm adding that to the pan and mixing it up with the soy bits and the onions. Then I'm adding a generous amount of lemon juice, and that's it. The spread for the coronation sandwich is done. So easy. I store this in a Tupperware. For lunchtime, I just got out the spread, spread it on some toasted toast, and topped it off with some cucumber for a little extra crunch. And this is so delicious. I really love this recipe.
For Monday through Wednesday for dinner, I've planned a pumpkin curry that I'm really excited about. I've never tried this recipe before.
We're starting off by cutting our ingredients, cutting the sweet bell pepper into strips. Then I'm prepping the pumpkin by getting out all the seeds and cutting the pumpkin into bite-sized pieces. This pumpkin was super large, so I only used the half of the pumpkin. Then I'm cutting up some ginger and garlic, and then also some onion. Then I'm heating up a large pot, adding some olive oil, and then adding in the onion, ginger, and garlic, frying that up a little until it's fragrant. Then I'm adding a generous amount of curry powder, or just how intense you'd like the flavor, some chili, depending on how spicy you'd like it. And then I let it get all fragrant. I added a little bit of coconut milk to make it into a paste sort of thing before adding the rest of the coconut milk. Mine was a little clumpy, but that's okay. It melts once it's heated. I added some sweetener and a little bit of soy sauce. Just let that simmer. And then I'm adding all the veggies that we had cut up before and cooking them until they are soft. Put the lid on and just wait. Then when especially pumpkin is soft, I added some freshly chopped up and washed broccoli and some cashew nuts. I recommend adding the cashew nuts actually when you've plated your curry because they turned out a little soft. And that's it, your curry is done. This one is so delicious, so be sure to make this recipe.
Wednesday to Friday for lunch, I'm going to make a chili one pot kind of thing.
I'm cutting up some sweet potato, also some carrots, just the ingredients we're going to be using. The cutting up part is always the most tedious. Also some sweet bell pepper. I like to make sure that everything has a similar size just so it meshes well together. And also some onion and some garlic. Then I'm frying the onion up in the pan and then just adding the other cut up ingredients and frying that up until it's softened or fragrant. Then I'm adding some cumin, dried marjoram, a lot of paprika spice, give that all a mix. Then I'm adding the canned tomatoes, and also feel free to add a splash of water so that there is some type of sauce everything can cook in. Then I added the washed and soaked red lentils. As I said, make sure there's enough liquid, cover that with a lid and let that cook or simmer. And then when the lentils are pretty much done and soft, I added canned corn and also frozen green beans for some more variety. And then, as always, I love lemon. I added a generous amount of lemon and pepper, and that's it. Your vegan lentil chili is done. This one's also super delicious. I serve it up with some rice usually, but you can eat it as is since there is sweet potato in there. Store it up for when you need it. And also, I love eating this with an avocado. Gives it an additional creamy texture.
From a Thursday to Friday for dinner, I'm going to meal prep a pasta sauce. So all I need to do is to cook pasta.
I'm cutting up the ingredients. We have some zucchini, but also some eggplant. Then also an onion and garlic. Then we're back to the stovetop frying up the onion until it's nice and translucent. You can see the sun was already going down. Then adding the garlic, frying that up before adding the other veggies that we cut up. Then when everything is nice and fragrant, about a minute or two, I'm adding some herbs. So this was kind of an Italian mix. Just add any basil or parsley or whatever you like. Then I added the canned tomatoes. Mix that up and let the veggies cook until they're nice and soft. We really want to cook them for quite some time, maybe half an hour to an hour or so, until they sort of fall apart. And that's it. The ratatouille stew is done. You can serve this up on some pasta or some rice, however you'd like, and enjoy.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You got some tips on what to prep for your meals the coming week. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!